Yeah, another video about awakening bullshit. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it's unavoidable to talk about this for me because I'm working on a video series, a new one, and I just released episode 1 and 2 of talking a little bit about the dimensions, what they actually are, and the densities, what they actually are. About things are not black and white. In once you tap into the 4D dimension, the the the, the frequency bandwidth. What this does is it shakes loose your foundation, and this is where so many people get stuck. I even spoke about it in the densities video about getting stuck in the self-love thing. Because what usually happens with a lot of people, even with me, or the same with me, not even with the same with me, and that's a good example. It's very subtle. Did you notice it? I said even with me. So this is the ego speaking. And so as soon as you wake up from the dream that you are the body, you are the person, you are the character, you are the one experiencing it all, which you have been identifying with all your fucking life. And then suddenly some teaching or some teacher or someone or something just pops you out of reality, pops you out of the dream into reality. And suddenly you start realizing, so what if all that I've been taught, all that I've been shown, and I don't mean just your upbringing or your education, but everything, this whole society, our whole society, and it doesn't really matter where you live, because right now I'm in Bali for a long time, in the Indonesian culture, the Balinese culture, which is very Hindu based. I see it here so clearly as well. Like, they do their rituals like we do ours, but it becomes empty. It becomes like an empty shell. You suddenly realize, I've been just repeating a pattern over and over again and called it life. But that's not life. That's not really living. It's surviving. And yeah, from the ego point of view, it totally makes sense, because yes, I need to stay alive. But when you start realizing, oh, I'm an eternal being, I don't actually die, I simply transition into a different phase or stage, or I move to another position, all these pointers. Here they clearly believe in reincarnation, but yeah, something that's been talked about a lot is the reincarnation trap. Like your soul gets trapped. I hear so many, not as much as I used to, but I hear so many people say, how can I escape this reality? How can I escape this human incarnation? How can I end the cycle? And yeah, one of the promises is that if you get enlightened, if you become enlightened, then you end the cycle. Like life here is some sort of horror story. It can feel like that, but I can tell you, it's not. It's a gift. It's you were chosen to be here, and like there was, you can see it like there's this long line of consciousnesses, entities, souls. They want to incarnate here as human because it's amazing. It's wow. It's like whoa. From there, seen from that realm, that reality. And then once you're here, the veil of forgetfulness, you forget everything, and your parents start, oh, goody, goody, goody. And you have to smile, and as long as you don't smile, they think there's something wrong with you. So at some point, they will do tricks like tickle you, and oh, goody, goody. So you start smiling, and there's the first conditioning going on. I have to smile. I have to do this. I have to react in a certain way. Otherwise, I'm gonna be rejected, outcast. And this conditioning, this goes on and on and on and on and on. But at some point, you wake up. You realize, hey, all these things are not really real. For me, it was like a gradual thing. It started when I was young. I used, they call it disassociation, like leaving the body, the physical body, and just be in like a dream-like state, daydreaming, not really grounded in the physical body, not really present. No, I'm in this dream-like world, and there I'm totally fine. And I still do this when things get really tough, difficult, too much, too heavy. I don't see it as disassociation, because actually that's a good thing. I no longer associate, because I trained my system, my being, to no longer take it personal. Like, okay, so right now I could say I've broken up, but it still feels like we are in the breaking up phase of my 5-year, almost 6-year relationship with a beautiful soul, with a beautiful being, but tormented and bad youth, abuse, all heavy stuff. And so she learned tricks, like, if I don't want to feel my pain, I can project it onto you. This is the basic principle of narcissism. I feel so much pain. Narcissist doesn't mean you love yourself. No, quite the opposite. Narcissus, that myth story is about a person that's totally in love with himself, but actually he's not. So narcissistic people, they don't love themselves, they loathe themselves, they hate themselves, and they cannot deal with the pain. It's too much, so they project it outwards. If I can project my pain onto you, then I don't have to carry the load all myself. So when someone does this to me, I get this sensation of either fight it or run away from it, and so this association you could call it like the flight syndrome. But it's just a protective mechanism so I don't get overwhelmed, so it's not too much. Not all my energy is stolen. My reality doesn't get hijacked, taken over, controlled. So what I gradually started to see, and I didn't realize at all, like I'm not the body, I'm not the person. At that stage, I was doing a lot of shamanistic work, and the way I experience it, shamanistic work is it works on the soul level. And I've talked about it before, so I'll make it a short summary. The way I see it, there's like 3 levels. There's the personal level, the body-mind complex. Then there's the soul level, the blueprint you chose before incarnation. So you have some guideline how to walk this life. And then there's the self, capital S. Some call it the I am, the higher self. It's all pointers. It's basically who you truly are. Let's keep it at that for now. There's more to it, but. And on the soul level, I started working on my blueprint, and I was not conscious about me not being the soul. I was like, first step for me was understanding, okay, so the soul is like eternal. That's what I believed back then. The soul is eternal, so the soul incarnates in this body, gets a name, and then becomes the person. So this is how I became Jeroen. And as Jeroen, I went to school, I did my thing, and the way people experienced me and reacted to my soul blueprint, that slowly became my personality. And then at some point, you're fully identifying with the person. And then at some point, because that's what this video was about, you realize, I'm not the person. So you stop taking it personal. But here's the thing. Who are you then? Right? So when this has been your base of operations for so long, like you're being the person, I am the mom, I am the writer, I am the YouTuber, I am the Mr. Know-it-all, I'm very insecure, I am, and everything that comes after. This is identification. So when that drops away, yeah, one example. So you live in this house with only one room, all of your life. Yeah, and we're back. The internet is a bit wonky. So when you've been living in this room, this single room, all of your life, and you suddenly noticed, hey, there's also an attic. Hey, there's also a basement. Hey, there's also other rooms. And I spoke of this before in a previous video, one of the first videos about the basement. In the basement, usually, when you do shamanistic work, in the basement, you usually find the underworld things, the traumas, your heritage, what your genetic family patterns are. From in my family, for example, as a dime, you will never be a dollar. So you always, no matter how hard you work, you will always be insignificant. Really? No. Or what will the neighbors think? People in my family, they, especially on my father's side, and my grandfather was like a clear example. I don't want to bother you. I don't want to bother you. No, you don't have to. He was like 70 years old, came to my mom's birthday, took him 2 hours with the public transport, and we said, okay, we'll bring you home. No, you don't have to bring us home. No, it's no problem. No, I will go. No. And it was like midnight, there was no public transport, so he was very stubborn and adamant about it. So we said, no, we will bring you. And then the whole trip, I mean, I remember bringing him back, and the whole trip he was just constantly excusing himself, like, yeah, you really didn't have to bring me home, it was not necessary, I would have found my way, blah, blah, blah. Stop it. Please, just accept, be grateful, say thank you, thank you. Thank you, life, for giving me this opportunity. Yeah. So in this shamanistic work, you often you do what they call the underworld. You start moving through emotions you've never experienced before. They were suppressed or ignored or put aside. I mean, crying for a man. No, men don't cry. Boys don't cry. And for women, it's usually anger. They're not allowed to be angry because then they're like aggressive. And yeah, when my girlfriend was angry at me, because then I started to take it personal. When she was angry at me, I took it personal. And yeah, so basically there was I just received a training from her being. For me, it was just like training to stay grounded while she was being angry. And when she was angry at someone else, no problem for me. I could just listen to her and be there, like hold space or just be a witness. But as soon as she directed this anger at me, then my system reacted. And unconsciously, there were, of course, these convictions, like, or questions. Did I do something wrong? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Yeah, right? So these things suddenly become very visible, tangible. This is part of the awakening arc. As soon as you awaken, and this is also where a lot of people get stuck, because if you let go of this whole concept of being the person, being the I am, and whatever comes after I am this, I am that, then this emptiness arises, this nothingness, this, I would even say, ungroundedness. It's not that suddenly you're ungrounded. No, suddenly it becomes apparent you've never been grounded. you've never been really present. You've never really experienced your physical being completely, your emotional being completely, your mental being completely, let alone your spiritual being. So many people, I see them, you know, it doesn't matter what path they walk, but as soon as they reach this level of, okay, so now I see it, and I spoke about it in the dimension video. At the end of, like in the top region of the third dimension, your vibration is already a lot higher, but you're not quite there yet. Then there you can get stuck, which means like, yeah, spirituality, I'm so very spiritual, I read spiritual books every day, I watch spiritual movies on YouTube every day, I'm enlightened. Or I'm such an idiot, I'm such a fool, and I need to work really hard on myself, I have so many traumas. Then it's a funny thing, people who get stuck there, they never actually get to experience the fourth dimensional level. Well, windy. They never really get to experience the fourth dimensional level because they stay stuck in this, there's something wrong with me, or there's nothing wrong with me. So this shamanistic work, I did a lot of ancestral healing, just remembering, or even just creating a story that I supposedly remembered a past life. I could like play different roles. I could play different characters, and this helped me. For example, the Lightbringer is part of it. So this helped me to loosen the old ways, gently, like molding them a little, like touching them, caressing them. So they, for the first time in my life, I felt like seen, I felt like understood. And even if it was just me understanding, like, now I get it. It felt good. And then, talked about this before, I went into this 10-year depression, smoking weed all day, suddenly quit smoking weed, and all these anxieties came up. So much fear. It's not like the awakening created that fear. No, the awakening just showed the fear that had already been there so long. So this is a difficult stage because a lot of people, they have this fallback. They give up. They like, it's too much. But here's the I would say the beautiful part, and some say the tricky part, the horrible part. Once seen, it cannot be unseen. Once awakened, it's very hard to go back to sleep again. And it's also the point, I haven't talked about this yet, it's also the point, the moment where the ego stops fighting back, because the ego has this really strong desire to survive. So he will come up with stories. Yeah, I'm being depressed, my life has no purpose, I feel empty, and why am I doing all of this? What's it all about? It's not making me any money. As soon as you buy into this crap, you're in the loop. And the only way to escape the loop is to keep realizing, I'm not the person, I'm not even the soul, I'm the one aware of it all, I'm not the thinking, I'm aware of the thinking. I'm not the feeling, I'm aware of the feelings. Oh, I'm feeling this now, and I don't need to fix it. I'm going through emotions, there's thoughts, but I can simply rest in awareness. I can simply just be the witness of all that is. Just be with what is, whatever there is. And then I created mantras for myself, like this too shall pass. The only constant, this is not mine, but the only constant in this universe is that nothing changes. So everything changes except for one thing, that everything changes. That's never going to change. And of course, it's very helpful to get some training, to get some guidance. It's very helpful to read books about it, watch videos about it, practice, do breath work, do yoga. I don't know, do some retreat. So you get tools, because at first you need these tools. I like it how Bentinho Massaro described it as the crutch. These tools, they're the crutch. They keep you upright, they keep you going. And that's a good thing. The pitfall is you become dependent on the crutch. But that's another video. So mantras help me, like, I'm not stuck, I'm okay. I'm not lacking money. No, I have enough. And then the whole abundant thing, people say, yeah, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. And someone tell them, you have to repeat this mantra until you start believing it. I believe it, fake it until you make it. No, that's a bypass. It's a tool that can actually help, but usually it ends up as a bypass. So I started saying, when I realized I have never been without money. Never. There was always someone helping me out, or some way. That money found its way to me. So the fear of being without money can actually override the reality that I've never been without money. So the fear of I'm going to be without money, or what if I'm broke, what if, and this what if, that's, like I said, it's the ego trying to survive. It fights back. Okay, I tell the ego, listen dude, we're fine. We've never been without money. So we have always had enough. And then later I got to extend this a little into I have plenty of money. From I have enough money to I have more than enough money. But of course the ego wants to grasp, oh, I have more than enough money. Yes, money, I have more than enough money. Totally denying the core belief, I don't have enough money, I'm lacking. Alright guys, Thanks for watching. This is the third episode, and basically an introduction to a series that I'm making, and maybe I will talk into this some more. I don't know yet. We'll see what life offers us, right? See you next.